Hi, my name is Susan Hirata. This summer and fall, I was a volunteer canvasser for Star Voting. One of the positive things about gathering signatures is that we are out in the community, directly engaged in having conversations with Eugene voters. In the months of talking to folks, I found that people are concerned about our current voting system. Some had heard about Star Voting and couldn't understand why it wasn't on the ballot the first time. Some were aware and concerned about voting problems in other states, particularly in Maine and Alaska, and some of the problems with their voting system, and they wanted to talk about that. And many, in fact, had not heard about star voting and were curious enough to ask questions and have a conversation with me. After a 10-second explanation that I gave about star voting, the majority were really encouraged by this voting method. The process makes sense to them. They like that it was a scoring method and that it gives a nuanced vote across the voter is able to give a nuanced vote across the slate of candidates. Some said that and then at the end, some said, well, actually, this is really interesting. I'm really interested in this, but I never signed petitions. So I'm not going to sign your petition, but I'd love to take your information. I'm going to look at it some more and I'm going to talk to friends about it and more people in the community about it. So there's definitely interest in the community. People understand that voting is the cornerstone of our democracy. They want their vote to count and they want their voice to be heard. They want a change, and star voting intuitively makes sense and appeals to them. Thousands of gathered signatures show that the electorate wants to vote on this. I encourage counselors to meet with Star Voting team if you have any questions or concerns about Star Voting, and they can give you all the information that they have. And one last side note, in the community, I help run a social justice film festival, and every person in the audience who watches the film is given a ballot to vote for the audience choice of that film. So it's easy. Everybody knows how to do it. It's 0 to 5. You score each vote, each film that you see. You don't need to.
Thank you, Susan. Your time is concluded.